Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Let's see, give me just a second and we will get started. I injured myself earlier, so I am guiding you through yoga this evening. That's why you see me like sitting. I hope your day went well. Hopefully, it's not too loud in the background. Okay, we're about to go live on the other end. I'm just going to go set this up. Okay, perfect. Let me see. I just want to see if the volume works. See if the volume works. All right, we are good to go. Good evening, everyone. I am Allison with Sunflower Collective Yoga. So, thank you for joining this evening. I'm going to take you through a yoga flow this evening. So, do please come. We're going to start in a seated position. Just fixing my set design, y'all. Okay. I think that's good right there. Perfect. So we're going to start in a seated position. Have a seat on the ground. Thank you so much for joining this evening as I take you through a guided flow. So as we're in our grounded position, your legs can be softly crossed. You can stack them in lotus position, whatever feels comfortable for you. When you get there, your hands can be on top of your knees. And let's take some couple of breaths right here. So breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. We're just going to take a couple more like this, and you can keep your nose. You can breathe out of your nose. So breathe in, out through your nose. Couple like this. 2 more. 1 more. Release. Beautiful. So we'll just start. We're going to start with an Om. So we're going to bring our hands to heart center. Breathe in and release out. Breathe in. Beautiful. In this seated position, we're going to take our hands. You're going to take your right hand to that opposite knee and take that left hand around. Take that left hand all the way around and look over that left shoulder. One more breath right there. And release. Come around to the front. And let's take that left hand onto that right knee and twist. Take that right hand behind you. Look back over that right shoulder. And breathe into that. Breathe into that. And release and come to center. Nice. And when you come to center, we're just going to take our hands on both knees and practice doing. We're going to move our chest forward and back. Nice. And let's do some circles. Yes. We're going in circles. We're going to our right side. One more. And at the top, stop. And let's go in reverse. Ooh. And all the way to the top. And sit up straight. Beautiful. So from here, we're going to come into all fours. So go right on into all fours. And when you get into your all fours position, your hands and feet, hands and knees, both on the ground, you're going to do cat-cow. So practice grounding those hands in nice and wide in the ground. Cat-cow. And listen for those clues from me as I celebrate you listening deeply to the words and practicing your yoga on your side. A couple more cat-cows. Keep going. And then come into center and push back into child's pose. Push back into child's pose. Get a nice stretch right here. And come all back up into all fours. And press back into downward dog. First downward dog. When you press back into downward dog, you can pedal your feet out, move them side to side. Get the movement in that feels good for you. Downward facing dog. And come to stillness. Press into those hands, bend those knees. And bend your knees, step forward, fold, come up halfway, fold, and then rise all the way up to the top. Hands, as you raise up, hands all the way up. And then hands to heart center, Samastitihi. Beautiful. We're going to go through some sun A's. So at the top of your mat, take your hands straight on up and fold. Take them all the way around, down to the ground. Beautiful. And come up halfway, hands on your shins. Then fold. Step back, vinyasa. Those knees can come down. Knees, chest, chin. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 5 breaths right here. And in that 5 breaths right here, you can move your downward dog, pedal your feet out. Maybe you would like to do a 3-legged dog, 1 leg in the air. You can bend your leg. These movements are where you can add in your own movements. The breath is always the consistent. Keep breathing. Two more breaths. One more breath. Bend your knees. Step or hop forward. Come up halfway. Fold. Rise all the way up to the top. Hands, get a little stretch in at the top. Hands down to heart center. Beautiful. And hands go on up. Sun A. Fold. Come up halfway. Fold. Vinyasa. Step back. You can bring those knees down, or you can keep your knees off the ground. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 5 breaths. If you did something on the opposite side, you can do it on this side. Keep breathing. Push through those hands. Feel yourself. Remember, the breath is the consistent. Focus on yourself during these 5 breaths. 2 more. 1 more. Bend your knees. Step or hop forward. Come up halfway. Fold. Rise all the way up to the top. Hands to heart center. And release. Beautiful. Next Sun A, arms up. Rise them all the way up to the top. And fold. Up halfway. Fold. Vinyasa. Step back. Knees, chest, chin. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 5 breaths right here. Keep breathing right here. There's always time to catch up in life. There's always time to catch up in yoga. Take your time. 2 more breaths. The journey is within ourselves. Always remember that. 1 more breath. Come to neutral. Bend your knees. Step or hop forward. Come up halfway. Fold. Rise all the way up to the top. Hands to heart center. Great. Beautiful. We're going to do 1 set of sun Bs. So at the top of your mat, hands going up. Chair pose. Get a nice chair right here. And fold. Up halfway. Fold. Vinyasa. So step back. Knees down or up. Knees, chest, chin. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Warrior 1 on the right side. So step that right foot forward. Take those arms all the way up. Relax those shoulders. Get a nice warrior 1 and take those hands down and step back, vinyasa. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Left side, warrior 1. So get a nice lunge into that left side. Take those arms up. Nice. Release those shoulders. No hunching up. Release them down. And take those hands down. Vinyasa. Knees, chest, chin. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 5 breaths right here. Again, you can do dolphin arms. Maybe you want to bring those arms down. Or just do what you did opposite. Or just downward facing dog. If you'd like to do crow, this is a good time right here to do crow. If you have an inversion practice, you can practice an inversion right here. It was the buzzer of good news. 1 more breath right here. And bend your knees. Step or hop forward. Come up halfway. Fold. Chair pose. Rise on up into chair pose. And stand all the way on up. Hands to heart center. Beautiful. Nice movement. You can get a drink of water right here if you'd like one. If not, you can meet us at the top of the mat. At the top of the mat, we are going to turn and step the long ways of your mat. We're going to do a stretch right here. So you can take, you're standing the long way. Your feet can be a nice width. And when you're in this position, you're like a big X like this. Your arms are wide. You're going to fold in this position. Okay, so you can take your hands on your hips and then fold forward. Lead with that chin. Go down as far as you can go. And then when you start folding, you can take your hands off your chest, off your hips, and they can grab your toes, your big toes, or touch your feet, wherever your hands can go. Maybe they go back into an L shape. Maybe you can go in a tripod right here. Whatever feels good for you. Keep breathing in this fold. And release your hands. Bring your hands back to your hips. Come up halfway and then rise all the way on up. Beautiful. Let's step back to the top of the mat and let's do a vinyasa. So go ahead and step back into a vinyasa. And when you get into that downward facing dog, come on down to the mat. And we're going to bring our stomach all the way down. So lay on your stomach. Let's do our, we're going to do some stretches right here. So you're going to take your, into superwoman or superhuman. So when you're on your stomach, your chin will be facing up, chest up, arms out to the side. Your tops of your hands are pointing down, looking straight ahead. Tops of your feet are on the ground. And release. Opposite cheek on the ground. Nice. And come on up this time. Your hands are out in front of you. Chin's off the ground. Both your feet are off the ground as well. Superhuman. Breathe. And release. Nice. And the next one, you're going to do bow. So when you come up, you can grab your ankles and go on up. Grab your ankles. Grab wherever you can grab. One more breath. Keep breathing. The breath is always consistent. And release. Nice job. Opposite cheek to the mat. You can windshield wiper those legs side to side. Nice. And come to stillness. And let's come into a child's pose. So go ahead and push back into a child's pose. Nice. Feel that child's pose. And push into downward dog. Go ahead and push into downward dog. Bend your knees. Step or hop forward. Come up halfway. Fold. And rise all the way up to the top. Beautiful. Let's do tree pose. So in tree pose, you can have your foot on your ankle like this. It's like a little kickstand. Or you bring it up mid between your knee and the ground. Or you bring it above your knee. So we'll start on whichever side is comfortable for you. Go ahead into your tree pose. Your hands can be on your hips, out like a tree, wherever it's comfortable. The only thing consistent is the breath. Couple more breaths. Keep going. And release. Bring that leg down. Nice. Let's do the opposite side. So go ahead and take that up into whichever position feels good. Nice. And keep breathing. Stand tall. And release. Bring that leg down. Nice job. Go ahead and just release yourself right here. Release yourself. Move around. And go ahead and take a vinyasa. Move through a vinyasa. Move that knees, chest, chin. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. And just come on down to the ground. We're coming to closing, so we're just going to do some more calm poses. So as you are laying on your back, you can do a supine twist. So let's bring our both our legs are straight. We're laying on the ground. Let's take our right leg and bring it in. So you can wrap your right leg around both of both your arms wrap around your right leg. And let's take it to the left side, so all the way across your body. And when you're over there, you can take that left hand and just give yourself a nice little push or just some pressure, and breathe. Keep breathing. One more breath. Release. Nice. Let's bring that left leg in and get a nice little with that left side and take it across that body. Take that right hand on top of that right thigh. Add some pressure and breathe. And release. And I'm going to give you this time right here to move however you'd like. Maybe you like to roll like a ball. Maybe you'd like to do another vinyasa. If you have an inversion practice, I invite you to maybe do an inversion that you have in your practice. Maybe you'd like to do legs up the wall. Right now, you can move into whatever feels comfortable. The breath is always the consistent, as I will repeat countless times. Keep breathing, keep moving. Couple more breaths in your ending position. Couple more breaths right there. Whenever you're ready, you can start moving into your Shavasana position. And Shavasana, go ahead and maybe you want legs up the wall or you're laying on the ground. Go ahead and join in the position that feels comfortable with you. Close your eyes, Shavasana. You can wiggle your toes. Keep your eyes closed. Turn to whatever side feels good. Turn to whatever side feels good. And as we're ending our practice this evening, you made it through and took time for yourself. So when you're ready, you can push yourself up and come into a comfortable position. We will come to the end of our class. So as we're ending, keep your eyes closed. The affirmation I have for you as we end practice: I am focused and clear. I enjoy doing research and analyzing data in order to arrive at solutions. I am discerning and logical. You are discerning and logical. So, I'm sending that energy to everyone because we're always logical. You're a clear quartz. You're a clear quartz. So let's bring our hands to heart center. We're going to end our class this evening with 1 Om. So breathe in. Release the air out. Breathe in. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Please catch me again soon and have a great evening. And